Sup nerds, welcome to the Omni4Game podcast, episode 30. I am Sean, and I'm joined with Chris and Brandon as always.
Alright, sup guys, this week's Omni4Game recap. We go over our locals as always and how we did. We go over the regional top 16, the one that was run by Dan Bang. We reanalyze our tier list and we move some stuff around depending on how we feel this format has gone. We go over our weekly reveals as always, and then we touch your guys' comment questions. Make sure you put more. You didn't have that many this week. Come on now, do better. If you guys like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you next week.
Locals recap. I believe Brandon will start us off, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Big fall. No more tops for Brandon.
He said big fall.
Big fall. So,
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, how I have fallen. Specifically me, the mighty.
Oh.
So, round one started off really hot. I was playing Luga this week. For reasons I'll get into in a bit, because
Don't start this
Reasons.
Yeah.
Don't start.
I was gonna play Melga, but we're gonna get there.
Oh
So,
my god.
Round one,
Oh.
I'm playing against Solar. He's playing Hunter still. He's staying on his Hunter's grind.
That's all he has.
Yeah, game one. It's either that or Skull Knightmon.
Or Chaos Gallantmon.
Or Chaos Gallant, yeah. So game one, he hits AG out of security as the first check. And I just went, thanks, this game is free now, and I won. It was pretty hilarious. Game two, he hits a analog out of security after my first turn.
That's bad for you.
No, I don't care. Because he's never
Okay.
going to superior mode me, because I'm just going to promote a level 3 and kill him.
Oh, I guess that's fair. I cry whenever my first check's a Tamer versus
Yeah.
Hunter.
Yeah, for me, it was literally, it was
I'm
kind
like,
of
God, it's over.
My first turn was Gabumon, AG, because he went first, and he sets up his memory setter. So I went Gabumon, AG. And then he hits Analog Youth, and it set up my trash, and I was like, cool, you're dead. So, 2-0
Sounds
like
fair.
super quick. Yeah, it was super fair, super balanced.
Yep.
Chris was my next round, and Chris finally got his run back simply because he stole cards out of my decks.
Oh my god, here we go.
So,
I believe it's card singular.
No, there's two.
There's two.
Oh.
So we have only two copies, of Death X.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was running both copies in Melga, alright? Because...
For what? For what,
you
Brandon?
need to deal with certain matchups. You need to deal with decks that have protection.
Ben lives in Brandon's head so rent-free that he believes his only card and only option to beat Ben at this point is to play Death X, which is fine.
I mean, it is a good card
Death
versus
X.
bunnies.
Death X is such a
Bunnies,
good card. But Brandon, no, you don't understand. In the car ride there, Brandon
was mostly
specifically
home.
said, no, you would not. You specifically said, I'm playing the Death X for Ben. My matchup against just Ben. That's how rent-free Ben lives in Brandon's head, and I love
It
it.
can be good in a lot of matchups, but it's specifically good against the decks he plays. So
Yes.
he took both of them. I was under the impression he would probably only take one, but he takes both.
I mean, you need
That's
both.
That's two cards out of my deck that I'm like, what the heck do you replace on a blue deck?
I told Brandon,
What am I supposed to do?
I took my
What am I
Death X
supposed to
out of my
play a
Melga.
card?
What am I supposed to replace it with?
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? Put an option card that bounces something back to their hand? Oh wait, I can't bounce it back to their hand.
Just play Full Metal Blaze, dude. Just Full Metal Blaze it.
I can't bot deck it either, Sean.
I mean, you can the turn after. It's not like he can
That's
lethal
all.
you.
It's too late.
He
I
can't
told
kill you that
Brandon-
quickly. That deck is not quick.
I said that. I said that exact thing, and you know what he did? He promoted, double fire rocketed, and killed me that turn.
Fun fact, he only plays 2 fire rockets, so you just got high
I
rolled.
know. I know.
I told Brandon
Anytime
I would
think
be.
I'm fine. Ben high rolls me and just goes.
Well, get Dougie on, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
For real.
I told Brandon I would be fair, and then this week I'd allow him to use one of the Death X's, and I'll put something else in, so we can both have a Death X.
Yeah. So because of Chris stealing my Death X, I did not have an
I
appropriate
beat
out.
the
for
hell
his
out of
deck.
Brandon.
It was a 1-2. In game 1, I
Beat 'em.
bricked.
Beat the hell out of him.
And then game 3, you happen to see the one of ruin mode. Now, that was the only thing preventing me from winning that game.
No,
I
that's not
really
true.
wish-
That's
I
not
really
true.
wish we would have kept the phone recorded. Because Brandon goes, I could have won if you didn't go ruin mode. And we go, okay, let's see. So I take the ruin
Yeah,
mode
because I
back.
had my ruin mode.
And then we did this whole scenario where even if I didn't ruin mode, I still win.
Yes.
And Brandon was not understanding that.
Brandon,
Because I would have Chimera'd, neg DP'd on all your bros, and then hit you with the ruin. So then all your bros are.
we established that he just would have stole turn from you.
Yeah, but the Chimera's not killing anybody. The ruin mode's what's killing people.
You wouldn't have had a chance. In your scenario, you didn't ruin mode him. He stole turn from you after blowing up your fin.
Well, yeah, because we said I couldn't use my ruin mode.
I don't think we said that.
Clearly unfair.
I don't think we said
No, because
that.
if you had tried to ruin mode him, he still would have lethaled you because it wouldn't have killed the platinums on this field.
That's what the Chimera's for.
It only negs 3k, dude. Those platinums are still a fresh 1k.
No, because I'm pretty sure I Black Gato in the trash. I could have tucked that under the Chimera, giving it the next.
See, you see the scenario? You see he's like, the way it is, Sean?
The line of thinking, man.
That's not what you did,
Alright,
though. You
so
only negged
anyways.
3k. Yeah, anyway, you lost to
so-
ruin mode.
I lost to Chris because he finally net decked a brain dead deck that doesn't need much thought.
Net deck.
He didn't
Oh
net
my
deck.
god.
I'm not from the net. Well, technically,
Where are you
I
right
am,
now?
But
Where are you right now? You are a YouTuber. You are a part of the net.
I haven't put that list on the internet, though.
Yet. Pre-net
I mean,
deck. How about that?
There's only
Chris
so many
literally-
ways.
Chris
There's only
types it
so
on
many
group
ways
chat.
to build that deck. Literally,
Chris-
if you go and look every single deck profile, do you know what the level 5 lineup is? All of them.
Yeah, it's
They're
like-
all the exact same 10 cards. 4 RB1, 4 Mod ZX, 2 War Mazus. That's straight up ripped.
Yeah.
And if you're playing less than 4 Platinum Numamon, you're wild.
So Chris types up in our group chat, "Hey Sean, let me see your Numa deck profile," and then goes,
Yeah, I haven't
"Alright,
played it.
here's my homework. Just make sure you change a few things so it doesn't look like you copied it." No problem.
He hadn't.
Which
He
is too
he,
hard.
he played it. I hadn't. I said, "Let me see what you played because you said
Yeah.
this was a really good list. Let me test it out." I tested it out. It was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
So
I actually
Chris,
agree with even though you only switched one card because you didn't have 3 Death X's, I actually agree with that change.
Because he didn't want to make it look like he copied your homework.
I mean, you guys just literally don't have 3 Death X's, so you couldn't play 3.
I would have played one version of Ruin Mode no matter what.
Yeah, I agree with that
Oh, it's
change.
really
If I
good
were to like play it myself, I would just play that list.
Yeah.
So anyway, enough dugging on that matchup. Then round 3 was against Will. All right. So
I could
basically-
see Brandon sweating over there playing against Will.
It's
So
like it's
basically,
bunnies.
After round 1, my night got progressively worse. My hands were getting progressively unplayable. Like, I pile shuffled, I didn't pile shuffle. Like, I did so many different things to try to fix this, and it just wasn't working. So game 1, when I tell you my opening hand was Finn, 2 Sauls, and all 3 Hell Lugers. Because I drew one for turn.
Okay.
And this is after mulliganing.
This is after
I was
mulligan.
about to say, I hope you
No,
Oh,
yeah, I
mulligan.
kept that hand. Yeah, I kept it.
It's like, oh, this
Kept
is a
it.
keep all day.
Yeah. So I spend the first, 3 turns having to hard play these Hell Lugers to draw cards. And when I tell you I don't see a level 3 until, the second one, and then, everything after that is already just gone. I've lost. I have to give him, 4 or 5 memory every turn. I'm losing this game. So he eventually goes into Mega Gargo, just does a couple extra swings, and I'm dead. Whatever.
Mhm.
Game 1, cool. Game 2, it was a little more back and forth, but I was still struggling. But once I saw my OTK combo, I was able to get through it and crush it. I even had enough memory to ADP to make sure I didn't hit the missile out of security. Which it didn't come up. All I did was stop some, what are they called, double typhoons from hitting, but he was dead anyway, so it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Game 3, I had to go through so much crap just to like play the game. Like, it took me like 3 turns to see a level 3. It took me like 4 turns to see a level 4. And then all the while, he's building up all these resources.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like double Will.i.am. He's got a Henry. He's got the level 5 Rapid. He's got the level 4 Rapid.
It sounds like Death X would have been really good there.
Right. Crazy. I know. So he's got 2 level 2 Terriermons out as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just done like a Papega Fenriluga that didn't have an AG. So all I have out is 1 level 4 from him and a level 3 from the Sol. And he giant missiles the Fen. So I'm like, panic. So I have a 3 and a 4. Now, because he missiled, he had to give me like 5 memory.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, alright, we're working with this. I evo into another level 4. Chimera to Chimera his board. Then, I pop a training to go into Finn, play another dude out, and then I had to ruin mode. That was the only way I win that game, is if I had the ruin mode in hand, and I did. From there, he just lost. Because I wiped his entire board and he couldn't play the next turn.
I'm sorry, which card, Brandon?
Ruin mode. The mode of
Oh, where did you get that card from?
Your Shine Green one that you're
Okay.
not playing.
Okay. I just had to double check. Good thing I didn't need all 3 ruin modes.
I mean, if you did, you could have had it. Just give me back one of the Death X's.
Mm-mm. I need those 2.
I mean, I would
needs all
prefer
of them.
Death X in a lot more
Okay.
situations than Ruin mode.
Yeah.
Crazy
So anyways,
how that worked.
You ended up winning.
Barely. Skin of my teeth. If I didn't have the one of Ruin mode in my hand, I'd probably lose that game.
So dramatic.
So, yeah, well. And then against Ben, I literally just couldn't play the game.
Oh, we know.
Dude,
we
you
know.
Game 1,
I'll let you finish. I want to say
Yeah.
something.
trust me, if you guys remember a while ago, if you guys are long-time listeners, we talked about how to deal with salt. Don't look at me as an example.
Yeah,
bad.
you're a terrible example of how to deal with salt.
Especially against Ben. Because Brandon wants to beat Ben so bad.
He is my arch rival at our locals.
I think it's very
Um,
one-sided.
Yeah, Ben doesn't care.
Probably. he's just over there vibing, doing his thing. So Ben's playing Bialspawn. So
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, cool. I think I have a pretty good matchup going into this.
I don't think
know,
you
if he
do.
If he high, well, now with BT15, I think my chances are better. How about that?
I mean, I don't think you have a good matchup. I don't think either one of you have... Actually,
Advantageous matchup.
yeah, I think it's probably like a 50-50.
Well, how about 9D10? Because oh boy.
Skill issue.
So game 1, when I actually pop off, the first I was 1 memory shy. If I would have had the appropriate level 4 for the line, I would have had an extra memory, and I could have ADP'd my stack, saving him from being hit with the removal and security. So that sucked. So just what are you gonna do? It's like having a Greymon line, but you have no Greymon X. You have no protection. Like you knew you needed it,
He's going in
but you were
raw.
like, I gotta go for it because I don't
Yeah.
have it. And then you hit the removal, and you're like, ah, well, them's the breaks. So game 1, I was like, fine, I'll take that. Now Ben, I know you watch this. He BM'd me. All right, I got BM'd because
I don't believe
his
it.
play. He's doing his play, and he goes, "Oh man, I threw." I was like, "What do you mean?" Yeah, I could have won this turn, and I'm sitting here with nobody in the raising, and he just cleared every one of my bodies. He has 2 level 6s, and I have 0 security.
I mean, that's not BM.
That is so BM.
He was practicing for today because he's playing in the Ultimate Cup with that deck. So, like, him recognizing that he should have been able to win that turn is good for him. He was doing that all night. Like, he almost threw versus Mel a couple of times. Like, he misplayed, and it cost him lethal on game 1 and game 3. He just managed to win on the next turn.
Yeah. So, and then game 2, what had happened was I had a good opening hand. Had everything I needed, except for maybe I think AG. You'll see the footage for it later. All the salt and everything. So I build my first stack up into a Helluger so I could draw cards and get my trash starting to set up. And I Evo. I do the whole line. And as soon as I do that line and it deletes itself and, blah, 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 I check security, I'm pretty sure, I never see another level 4 again. Ever again. I activate wisdoms. I'm pretty sure I activated an analog. Like, I did all this extra searching and never saw a single level 4 for the entirety of the rest of the game. And then, after the game was over, I was like, all right, well, let's see how many draws. Because I like to hurt myself.
Yeah, you should never do that.
I was 5 draws away. So I was 5 cards away from getting another level 4. I literally checked the rest of my deck, because my deck's like, it goes from this to like this, and in that little bit, all of the level 4s were just holding hands.
Yeah, so I see that. So me and Chris are playing our match right next to Ben and Brandon, and I see that they're done with their match, and I look over and I'm like, oh, who won? And Brandon's like, can't even play the effing game, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
It's like, what do you do at that point?
You just lose, dude. It happens. Sometimes RNGesus does not bless you. It happens to the best of us.
RNGesus was like, hey, you've like topped the last 4 or 5 weeks. No more.
Yeah.
Done now. Get to the back of the line, bub.
All right, so what was your record?
2-2.
It's respectable.
Yeah, I mean, it was still like middle of the pack.
All right, so I played Gaiomon, and I played Will playing Bunnies round 1, and I should have mulliganed my opening hand, but I had a rookie. I had an Agumon to search, and I didn't have any level 4s, but I should have just mulliganed that hand and just risked not having a rookie in my next hand, because I had to play that Agumon on going first to search, and that's not a good start versus bunnies to like have something in the battle area that you're trying to like build up. You want to like stay in raising until you can kind of respond to their board. So I was kind of like not in a good spot from that position, and he ends up outing it at some point, and at one point I promoted. He outs my board and he has 3 things on the field. One of them's a BT8 Rapid. I promote a Zubamon, and I know he has Mega Gargo in his hand. He's searched it at this point. And I have a Death X in my hand, but I don't want to give him 8 memory because I'm only at 3. I don't want to give him 8 memory because he has a Terrier in his raising area. So I'm like, okay, I just need to bait a Mega Gargomon. So I swing security, and he thinks about it for a few seconds.
Why?
Because he's like,
why even do it?
He's like, this feels like a trap. Like I could see the wheels turning in his head, but I was like, dude, just do it. I'm just thinking in my head. I'm like, come on, dude, it's free. It's free Evo. So he blasts Evos into Mega Gargo and then blocks my Zubamon. I'm like, okay, lit. Play Death X for 11. De-Evo Mega Gargo.
For anyone that has ever played against Sean, that is screaming, I am trying to do something here, because Sean will sit and Sean would rather die than promote
before he's ready.
For no reason. Yeah, for no reason.
And swing into bunnies, knowing that they can blast Evo into Mega Gargo. That is screaming.
This is a trap.
Yeah, I've literally never swung at Ben playing bunnies, regardless if I know if he has Mega Gargo in his hand, unless I can play around the Mega Gargo. So I play Death X for 11, give him 8, get a 4 memory rebate to put him to 4, and I was at 2 security already, and he starts his turn. He checks the last 2 of my security and then giant missiles my Death X, and then I build up a new stack with the 4 memory I get, set him to like 2 memory. He has to restart in his raising area, so he hatches and sets up. I promote. I have a tie that give my Digimon blocker, and I Evo into a Gaiomon, and I have the option of choking him to 1, and he had just searched a BT8 Rapidmon, but I wasn't paying attention. So I was like, oh man, if he has it, he has it. I need to try to set up lethal on my next turn, so I put up a second body. I ended up giving him 3 memory instead of 1, and he just promotes and then evos into BT8 rapid, and I only have 1 blocker and no security, so he just suspends it for lethal. And then game 2, I should have mulliganed to. I think I was scared of mulliganing a hand with no Ricky when I opened a Ricky and just didn't have any level 4s, so I should have mulliganed. So I ended up dropping 2 straight games to Will, and feel like my night's probably going to go pretty poorly just of how I drew in both of those games. Then I play Bogramon round 2 and proceed to draw like the absolute nuts games 1 and game 2.
Good thing you were teching against it.
Yeah, I was teching against it, dude.
That game must have felt like a BOGO. Buy one, get one free.
It was. Game 1, I just decimated a security on like turn 3. He's not winning from that point. Game 2, basically the same thing. On my second turn of the game, because he went first, on my second turn I promoted and then swung through 4 of his security. And then on my next turn, I Hades forced 4 of his tamers and then checked his last security. And then that was it from there. Also, I Death X'd him like once or twice. It was just bad. It was neither game were close. Game 3, or round 3, I played against Hunters. Same exact thing. Just drew the stone nuts versus both of them. Game 1, his first check out of my security was Yuya.
Oh.
And I was like, damn, that kind of sucks, but whatever. Clear your security. He superior moded my Gaiomon, but it literally didn't matter. I Death X'd him for free on my next turn, blew up his superior mode, and set up a new stack in Raising. And he already had 0 security at that point, so like he just lost. And then game 2, he went first, opened kind of slow, and I set up a stack and then checked 4 of his security on like my second turn of the game, and I had 3 layers of protection on my Gaiomon and no tamers, so like not winning that game.
What are you gonna do?
And then round 4, I played against Numamon. Chris playing his Numamon deck. He's undefeated at this point. Game 1 was not close.
No, not at all.
I forget exactly what I think I Death X'd you game 1, right?
All I remember is by like turn 2 or 3, my security was gone.
Yeah. That's how she goes. And then game 2 was a little bit closer. Chris actually got me down to... So Chris got me down to 0 security, and he had a Death X on the field and a Monzi X. I promote a Metal Greymon. Evo up.
I still knew I wasn't safe. I'm like, I'm dead here.
Yeah, it wasn't a good position because I had a Zubamon in my Metal Greymon stack. So I promote, and I Evo up into an EX4 Gaiomon, blow up the Death X, and then end of turn Evo into BT9 Gaiomon. De-Evo is Monzi X. It no longer has the float from the Numi X underneath. And then or maybe it didn't even have a float. It never had a float effect. I swing security, raid, redirect through his guy, check like all but one of his security, and then choke him to 1, and then it's over from there. Even though I had 0 security on my next turn, I played tie, BT12 tie to give myself blocker, and he's never going to be able to promote twice because his Louis was already on the field, and I just won from like a couple turns after that. So I ended up going...
You mean to tell me that like the Digivolve effect is really good against Numamon?
Yeah.
I had a card that let me do that.
Yeah. So I ended up going 3-1 and came in second due to tiebreakers. Thanks a lot, Will.
Yep, so like Sean said, I got first last night playing Numamon. Round 1 I had the bye, so that was really nice. I just sat there and fishing. Sat there and did nothing. Did some test hands. I beat the hell out of that whoever bye is. He never even checked my security. It was great.
Never even promoted from what I heard.
No, never. He never did. Area. Yeah. So and then round 2, I played against Brandon. He kind of already went over it.
FX, good card. Ruin mode, good card.
Yeah. You'll see the footage. Thought it was a pretty good game. And then round 3, I played against Ben, who was playing Beelzemon. I never felt like I was in trouble at all. Like with Lugamon, it was like, okay, if he has a level 3 in raising and an AG setup, I'm kind of like scared. Yeah, I'm like, ooh, that. But with against Beelzemon, I never felt like I was truly in trouble. Like I think even the only time he ever even went into Beelzemon was like when we were playtesting after I already 2-0'd him. Like I just never was in trouble. I was probably either just playing that well or like I was drawing so well and whatever that like I just never felt I was in any trouble whatsoever. Like there was even back-to-back turns where he played like 3 Death Slingers to blow stuff up, but it all just floats into more stuff. So it's just like I'm always having bodies. And then like Sean said, round 4, I knew that was probably going to be the one matchup all night that if I ran into Sean where I was going to be in trouble. One, because he plays cards like Dark Gaia Force, which really hurts. And then
also Death X.
Death X hurts.
And Hades Force too. I mean,
Hades Force, but I wasn't too worried about Hades Force. Like, yeah, he can pop my Tamers, but like the Satsuki can dodge it if she's mind linked.
It still just can broadly hit a wide board.
Yeah.
Dark Gaia Force is just more consistent because you don't have to have a body on the board to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I did Dark Gaia Force at him like game 2, I think.
Yeah.
So all of it.
Yeah. So yeah, like I think like he said, game 1 he just absolutely destroyed my security so fast that just like I couldn't recover from it. And then game 2, I was like, okay, I have to hit him as hard as I can, as quick as I can, and just hope that I can like finish him off. I had like, I think I played some Digimon, and then I did the whole Ukamon combo. I promoted my Ukamon, gained the memory, hatched, digivolved into another Ukamon, then played the Louie, and I had 4 bodies established, and I'm just like gonna swing out. Because I didn't really have like anything like Digivolve or do anything else in my hand, so I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna have to follow up from here. Get him down to 1 security, and then I just proceed to just dead draw after that. Like I'm just like I can't follow up after that. I think I Death X'd and stuff like he said, but I knew as soon as you start building the second body and raising, I'm just like I can't kill him fast enough. I'm gonna lose. Because all he's got to do is answer my board, because I know EX4 Gaiomon will blow up this Death X. So I'm like, I'm going to have to swing with it, otherwise it just gets no value after this. Swing with it. And then I just know I can't kill him now. I've lost. So that was unfortunate, but hey, what can you do? And then because of tiebreakers, I ended up getting first, so... It was fun. The deck is definitely very strong, but I definitely think there are going to be games like the one against Sean where I literally had 3 cards in hand, and even I think in game 1 I had 2.
Yeah, I think game 2 you only had 2 cards in hand.
Okay.
And that was you probably didn't have a lot in game 1 either, but I wasn't paying attention. But game 2 it mattered because it put me to 0 security. So I was playing around my only lose condition for like 1 or 2 turns, which was you playing Numemon and having Satsuki in your hand. So like I didn't want to give you 3 memory because if those 2 cards are Numemon Satsuki, I just lose if I don't set up a blocker.
Yeah.
So that was why I was like I would give you like 1 or 2 memory, so I couldn't lose to that randomly.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just sometimes like against Ben when I was playing against Beelzemon, when the deck was just working, my hand was like I had everything in my hand. I had like 12 to 15 cards in my hand. It felt like at all times.
Yeah, when you get the Cold Boy set up and stuff like that, like you start.
Yeah. Once you start seeing your pieces and just start digivolving into the Numa X's or the Agu X's, and you're doing your searching and stuff like that, yeah, your hand is stacked.
Yeah, it's
but like
snowballs.
if you can't get that going and you're just missing some Numemons, you're out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
The deck was fun though. I mean, I had a good time with it. So
yeah, profile will probably be up on the channel before you guys are seeing this. So check out the profile. All right. Top 16. That's not how you spell deck. Deck lists.
I like how it looks like Brand's like contemplating out the window.
Just lost in thought.
There's
He's
a
like,
gecko out there. And it's
he's like,
cool.
if Chris didn't have that stupid ruin mode.
That stupid ruin mode and that stupid Death X.
That he stole from me.
Brand, it can't be stealing when it's ours.
Okay, you didn't have to take both. You could have played one.
I did. I had to take both.
He borrowed it.
Yeah.
So, top 16 deck list for Core TCG's most recent regional this past weekend. We have one Red Hybrid, one Beals X. So, Ben wasn't the first person to consider Beelzemon again. One Mega Gargo, which I believe is Bunnies. 2 Yellow Vaccines, 3 Mirage, 3 Deva, and 5 Numemon. So, if Ben
3 Deva's kind of crazy.
Yeah, apparently it just has good matchups into the field. I don't know how. Like, I feel like the amount of memory they have to give, like...
Should be pretty Jover.
Yeah, I mean, it probably has a good matchup in a Nume, assuming you can get a Fanglong out, because if you Fanglong them, it nukes their board, and even if they float, their stuff just dies immediately because it's 15k blanket. Or 16k blanket. It's something like that. It's something where, like, nothing will survive.
I like looking at the total archetype breakdown, because the most represented deck was Red Hybrid.
Oh.
Only one of them even got in.
Yeah.
Numemon was was the next most, and 5 of them got in.
No
Levia had nobody. Luga had nobody. Mirage had 3. Greymon had nobody. Deva, 3 of them
Armor.
got
Look at all the armors.
Yeah.
15 Melga players.
Oh, Sag.
6 Royal Knights.
Yo, the code.
I want to know what the 53 others are.
Yeah, what are the others?
like,
Just super. Well, one of them was Phoenix Mon because I played
Phoenix,
against that.
yeah.
Phoenix. We got a random Bagra in there. There's probably a Gamma player in there. You know who you are.
Yeah, it's probably a whole bunch of stuff that like only one person brought that archetype, or it's like so jank that they just like, I'm just gonna throw this in other because
We
I
don't
don't
know how
what's
to
going on.
categorize you.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. Not only 9 security control players. It's interesting. I would have expected
14 Shine,
more.
8 Machine.
Yeah, if Ben thinks he's dodging the Numemon matchup today, he is wild. He literally,
44.
his copium last night was, maybe I just won't play any.
He was. I don't want to say he was down, but he was definitely like. He was like he convinced himself. He's like, I can't win that match.
Yeah, he realized it's like borderline unwinnable for him. So his like copium was, maybe I just won't play
I
any.
just won't see it.
Yeah, because
First message of the day, ran into Numemon round 1.
Yeah, he had already had to submit his deck list because it was due last night at like 8 p.m. and that's after our local starts, but before it ends. So he just had to submit his list, so he had to play Beelzemon. And he at one point considered playing BT10 Beals to have like at least somewhat of an answer to the wide board. And he suggested it out loud, and I was like, that sounds like a good idea. And I mentioned it to him again after
he started looking at the card and goes, "This isn't a good card."
Yeah, I was talking to him about it after the locals because he could still do a resubmission and just update his list. And I was like, that sounds like a good idea. And he's like, nah, it's bad. And I was like, okay, dude, I'm just you suggested it.
I think it's because he realized it's not a 7-grade demon lord.
Yeah, it like doesn't interact well with like most of his deck besides it just being a Beelzemon. But I guess he figured he's just gonna take the L versus Nume. He doesn't want to hurt his other matchups, which is smart.
Yeah.
But if he goes XO, there's no way he's dodging all the Numemon players.
I kind of want to check out these Deva decks. Let's look at this.
Okay, 16th
like, one
place.
of them,
Harlan Tallman.
Second place.
Davis.
He's playing Jedi.
He is playing Jedi. Unironically, a good tamer in this deck.
Hey, it's smart. Yeah, it's a smart choice.
A full 4 set of Mother D Reaper.
I don't understand playing 4 Mother Ds. I think if you just play one, you're Gucci. I think having 4 actually conflicts because Analog Youth requires you to hatch again. So if you trigger this on your turn, you can't then play one of your dudes for free into your raising area because Mother D Reaper's taking up the spot.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason I could imagine is because they're like, oh, what if like I run into a Greymon player and it kills it? But it's just like,
I mean,
who cares?
Yeah, at that point, you probably have seen one of your white... Like, I don't understand. It's just...
Yeah.
Like, if a
they're
Greymon
literally
player is
only
attacking
playing
you
it.
and they raid through your Mother D Reaper, who cares? Like, it's not like it's your win condition.
Yeah, I mean, they're only realistically playing it so they have a permanent white source, right? And that's kind of like the whole idea.
It's so they have a turn 0 white source, so they can play their 1-cost search option on turn 0.
Have they considered Brazel? Just sits there permanently. You can never get rid of it.
Yeah.
No,
Ruins the
because
whole
then
deck.
they can't. No, yeah, it just kills the whole
Ruins the
deck.
whole deck.
I wouldn't mind trying this deck out, but I'm just not gonna pick this stuff up.
I
It's
don't
just
think
not
we
gonna
have
happen.
any copies of Fanglong.
No, we
Fang's
don't
like
have any of this
25 for
deck.
the non-alts.
Yeah.
The rest of the deck is pennies, though. Like, this is
Pennies,
all
yeah.
bulk, besides the 4 Fang that you need. So, like, the deck itself is $100, plus people just giving you their bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing crazy
nah.
here. I'm surprised that they're playing 3 Baihu and only 2 of the chicken and turtle, because I feel like Baihu's the worst one.
Maybe it has a better matchup going up against something.
It doesn't have an Evo effect. Like, it doesn't do anything besides, like, play a Dave out if it's checked out of security.
I don't know then.
Yeah, weird.
I mean, I could see it being okay for like wide decks because you put him out, he sits on the board. If your opponent can't out it, you're giving them another body to ace into. So if you're being swung at multiple times, you can get multiple aces on the board.
Maybe it works for the Numamon, like
Yeah, I was
because they
thinking,
rush
yeah,
you.
maybe that.
Yeah, because a Zulong is definitely really good for the Numa because it bounces stuff back so they can't get any on deletions.
Yeah, true. It bounces everything back but the platinums and the level 7s.
I'm curious to know how this deck does something like against like a deck like Red Hybrid.
I know that Fanglong is good versus them.
Yeah. Fanglong specifically, but they have to get to it.
Yeah. I don't know, like,
Are
because
they surviving long enough?
they have to give you so much memory every turn. Like, they can't memory choke you. I feel like, do we not have decks that can abuse that memory anymore? Like, I don't understand. I just feel like if I played against that deck with most of my decks, it would just be free. But,
Yeah.
All right, so this is Mario Felice's 15th place Yellow Marcus Hybrid. Believe this is
For Venus.
Mario's Gaming World. Mario.
Like,
Yeah,
the first
I mean,
thing that jumps out to me is for Venus.
Venus is a good card.
Yep. Venus is an auto win versus certain matchups, right, Brandon?
Yep. I mean, heck, does Numa even really have an out to a Venus?
I mean, yeah, none of them are like one attacking and stuff. You can No,
I'm saying they're all going to be neg security checked.
I mean,
yeah, it's
you
only
can,
for the turn.
you can stop their
What are you gonna
aggression
do,
for a
promote
turn and maybe
Anuka?
out recover it. I feel like this probably has a good matchup into Numamon because it has
Yeah, because of the rapids,
it has DP reduction.
ruin.
Does
Yeah,
the
really.
Venus is it does when attacking effects? Does it do on play effects as well?
It does not
When
stop
did you
on
call it an
plays.
attack?
Yeah, so they can
So I
still get
guess
their
you
own
could-
plays and stuff.
You could do the Warrior Monzimon and just de-digivolve it, but you're having to pay 7.
Yeah, you can trigger that. You can trigger the RB1. You can trigger Monze X's all turns effect when you play something to kill it. It's like there's ways around it, but I think it just stopping your
It would
aggression
slow
for
you
a turn.
down.
I was saying it's a stun. It's a stun card against that deck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because imagine you go into this, your entire board's locked out for a turn. All right, cool. I can't swing at you. And then the next turn, he like ruin modes and wipes your wide board or something
Yeah.
like
Right.
that.
Also, the Pillowmons are good against Numamon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love how now
That
we're just
damn
thinking about
pillow.
how every deck goes into Numa.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
44 of them.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's
deck
really
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it does really good against Red Hybrid, which was the most represented.
Yeah. Billy Chung, 14th place, playing Numamon.
He has a Quantum, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice.
Chris,
It's like
were you not running?
it's free removal.
Chris, were you not running any Venus?
No,
No.
I didn't run any Venus. I never felt. I think there's two ways to play this deck. Like, there's the aggressive one that's the all gas, or there's the I'm going like 75% gas.
Yeah, because I think he has.
Because the Venus isn't aggressive. You play that card to slow them down and stun them. Same with like Quantum.
I was gonna say he also doesn't have like any of the X anti package, so he doesn't have the Agu X, the Cool Boy.
No.
No, that version is all gas. Like this one plays like the Jumons and the Jakuris, which are like, yeah, I'm just gonna try and slow you down and kill you. Yeah, my version is or not my version, the Sean's version that I was playing it's all gas.
Yeah.
All gas, no brakes. Lewis Galindo, 13th place, Numemon.
Digimon Emperor.
Shadow Serafi.
This is very similar. He's playing, double Digimon Emperor is interesting. This is basically the other guy's list, like, but tweaked by a few cards.
It's for the mirror match, right?
Yeah, both of them seem to be teched for the mirror.
Yeah, Merciful mode's really good into the mirror. Just get rid of all their trash, so they have to either have the cards in hand to play out, or they don't get anything.
That is true, because they can't float in anything, but...
I just feel like all these Numemon lists are going to be extremely similar, besides like 2 or 3 cards difference.
Yeah, unless we see a purple bottom Nume.
Yeah.
Riley Ramped. I'm saying that right. Yeah, black base Nume. This guy's basically the same thing. He's playing one Shinmonza.
One extra level 5.
He's playing the Dories. The Dorimons as well.
Oh, yeah, the security Dorimons.
Mm-hmm.
Playing triple Louis, dude. He's trying to lethal you randomly all over the place.
I mean, hey, if it ever comes up in security, I mean, then you just don't have one for the rest of the game. You know what I mean? If you're only playing one.
Yep. About the same. Then we have Christopher Pear's Numemon list, 11th place. Another one. Here we go.
Okay, see, here's like all... Oh, no, it's got the Venus.
Yeah, this is closer to our version, but it's still got some of the control pieces.
Yeah, and again, I think the Chumon is also for the mirror match, so they can't steal turn.
Oh yeah, true.
I think having some control pieces would actually be kind of smart in case you run against a deck that is also hyper aggro.
Oh, for sure. I think these kind of versions are better in these kind of tournaments because there's going to be a wider variety of decks, and you're going to, if you run into the mirror match, you want to have those Chumon so they can't still turn from you.
Yeah.
I mean, can't they just kill this Chumon, though? Like, very easily?
Oh, yeah, super easy, but like...
You just have to expend the resource to do it.
Yeah, you have to kill it, and then... I'm talking about just specifically stealing turn.
Yeah.
Like... Yeah. You don't want them to be able to steal turn, because like if I kill your stuff and then you just platinum Numem on me and then steal the turn, but you can't do that if I have the Chumon. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's true. Interesting. Then we have Zach Bishop, Mirage Galgamon.
I mean, this deck just isn't gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, interesting card. So he's playing 2 Gomas. He's playing an Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode Ace.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Makes sense.
3 Zuba Aces.
Aces everywhere.
Yep. Playing.
Because you could leave a level 5 out, like the level 5 that gains DP when you swing. You could just leave him out. Is that the level 5 up there that I'm thinking of? Or is that the... Yeah, because the other one's the one where you can't redirect.
Yeah. Or you can just double ace somebody that swings twice when you like the Numemon deck. You can... Zuda the first time and then Imperial the second time. Randomly keep them from lethaling you. Yeah. 3-1 ratio on the Buka and Wanya.
4 beta. 2 Goma. I think 2 Goma is pretty interesting. It's a good card.
Yeah, it keeps you from being blocked, right? Yeah, can't be blocked. Reasonable.
Yeah, I like it. The 1 Ice Wall. Makes sense.
William Blass's 9th place list.
I mean, yeah, that's Red Hybrid.
Yep, Red Hybrid.
I think this...
5th Tama.
Only 4 Tamas with 4 Yukos. Yep.
This is also a deck that I think has a good matchup going up against like something like Yellow Vaccine, Numamon.
Yeah. I mean, he's almost
It's the
maxing out.
Crimson Blaze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tree Crimson Blaze.
Personally,
I think the Luga players should start playing Crimson Blaze for the Numamon matchup.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I was
unfortunately they
thinking
have
about it
access
like
to
halfway through the tournament too. I was like, I should have been playing Crimson Blaze tonight.
it.
Yeah. Some copies of it, at least 2.
Bro's
Yeah.
playing Memory Boost instead of Trainings. I guess
Yeah,
because
I was just about to mention. I think I would personally probably cut 1 copy of Mem Boost for a second Grab Crush, just so you're not also bot decking your tamers throughout the game.
yeah. I mean, I get it because like you can't training into a hybrid, but also like you said, like you're bot decking any tamers you reveal off the searches.
And Ukos, if you happen to do that, you're bot decking Atomics, Crimson
Yeah.
Blazes. Otherwise, it's a super standard list. I mean, he's
Yeah.
not even playing a Blitz Omni, but at the same time, like, Ukamons are so aggro, I don't think you need them.
Yeah. Usually you don't. Then we have Christopher Bradford's Yellow Vaccine, 8th place.
2 copies of Gargo.
Bro's playing. He's playing 8 Rapid Mon, so yeah, the 2
Yep.
Mega Gargo Aces make sense.
No, swing
mean,
at me. Oh man, I can't do anything. Oh, Gargo,
no.
get wrecked.
Call an ambulance, but not
lost.
for me.
Dude, imagine they swing into you playing around Magna Ace and Angelomon Ace, and you're just like, nope, wrong.
Nope.
You thought. He's playing 1 promo Patamon to pull him out of security in case he's there.
Smart.
Yeah, looks.
I mean, I guess you could also technically grab it with TK, you just wouldn't recover.
Yeah. You can. It's. Yeah, you can grab it out of there, but.
Can you imagine TK adds Mega Gargomon? What the hell are you playing?
What is Mega
What
Gargo's
are you
type?
doing?
He's not a vaccine, but Emissary requires you to be yellow anyway.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, he is a vaccine, but Emissary requires you to be yellow vaccine, so you can't do that.
Okay. But I was gonna say, so like stuff like Kudamon and stuff like that can grab him, right?
Yeah.
Kudamon requires you to be
only
yellow.
specifies-
Kudamon yellow. Yellow Digimon with vaccine, yellow tamer.
It's still a good card. I just thought maybe there was
Oh.
some cards that would interact with it more.
Yeah, definitely solid, especially because of the rapid. Like, yeah.
What is that one of next to Magna?
This one I wanted to read him because I
Sansa,
wasn't.
okay.
Sansamon. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gains security attack -1, and then inheritable when
Basically the same
attacking
thing.
once per turn -1. So I guess it's just to like maybe
Stall
spam the
card.
Venusmon effect again.
Ooh, that's kind of nasty. Yeah, I like that.
That's really weird though. I guess.
Well, imagine you have a Venus already on the board. You could promote, because he's a level 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could like promote like a level 4, or have a level 4 on the board. Evo into him. Suddenly the Venus is alive again. Evo into another Venus on the next turn, and Venus is alive again.
Yeah.
And then you have a perma Venus.
Yeah. Only one Angemon, which makes sense. Machine Dramon's not really a deck anymore. Currently.
Yeah, I think we only saw they had like 8 representing.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's super necessary.
And unless they open like super aggro, like you probably can see this before they can kill you.
Yeah. Unless they open up all their security checks.
Yeah, solid list.
Yeah, good list.
Anthony Mabry with Adava, 7th place. A Jedi, 2 Heaven's
See,
Judgment.
this one's Deva lineup makes more sense to me. It's 3, 3, 3, and then 2 on the buy.
Yes, yeah, I agree
And
on
the
that.
1 Leo.
Yeah, 1 Bancho Leo.
One Leo. Maybe this is why you didn't get first, because you had a trash card in your deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you played Leo one, so you had to lose. The Heaven's Judgment's pretty nasty, because that could potentially just, like, decimate a board, because you have so many different colors in this deck.
Yeah. I mean, you run 2 of the level 5s that are half yellow. You have the Boncho, you have the Azulong, you have the Bai, the Fang. Like, there's ample opportunity to have yellow on the board.
I think you have, and if you have green, you can play it too.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so ample opportunity.
Yeah, and you have access to every color on here, and Mother D Reaper's white, so like you literally have every color in this deck, I'm pretty sure.
True rainbow deck.
Yeah. This is probably for the mirror, I feel like. Because otherwise you literally can't answer a Fanglong.
I was going to say, Fanglong doesn't have very many outs.
Yeah, unless you're playing an option, he has 0 outs.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty solid. Noel Furman.
We're gonna have to watch that deck in action.
The Fang deck?
Yeah.
I don't know how we would, but you mean like just have someone build it at locals?
No, or just watch it on like on YouTube or something. Like the only experience I have against it is that time Will played it, and I don't want to think about that.
Analog Youth?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I think
Never forget.
I think Caleb has tried to
Never
build
forget.
it as well, but he just never felt
Him and Will both have 2 Fanglongs, and they refuse to work with each other and like let one of the other.
With
Yeah.
your powers combined, I am one complete David deck.
All I'm saying is they're very bad co-parents. Just switch
Very.
custody every week.
That's what I said.
This looks
Oh.
this looks pretty. This
looks
looks like Ben's
it looks
list
like
before he
Beelzemon.
switched out for his Wizard Mons. Not his Wizard's Mon. His Ben's teching Myotis Mons. I can say it now because this won't go live until after the tournament's over. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to give away his tech choices.
Recycle all sorts of stuff with that card.
Yep, it's pretty
and
nice.
It's a random blocker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could randomly save you a game.
You think this guy just dodged Numamon all day?
I mean, based on Ben's experience, probably, and maybe
Based
that
on the
was
fact
his
there's
only
one
loss.
of them.
Like,
he is the one who dodged all the Numa.
Yeah, and his only loss is probably 2 Numamon. Yeah, only playing 3-Eye and Mako. This dude's smoking rocks.
Yeah. We can't see their matchups on this, can we?
Nope. We just see their overall record.
I was gonna say, if we could see their matchups, I'd like to like see what they lost to, see what they beat.
That would be cool if we could see that, but unfortunately, no. Yeah, he just went X1. I'm assuming he lost to Nume.
And then the Mirage.
Yeah, another Mirage. Ernesto Argueta, 5th place.
This is another deck I think is just really strong into Numa.
He is maxing out on them Zudos.
Yeah, dude. That Numamon matchup. Yeah.
Yep.
Cause they bounce him and just like, yeah, get it out of here, dude.
Okay, can we look at this? He pulled a me. He did what I did.
Now I'm looking at the egg deck. I already know what you're talking about.
Oh my
He's only
god, I
running
did
3.
not notice that. He's playing 3 Tamas.
He pulled a me, and he's only playing 3 Tamas.
I bet you
He
money.
wants that Buka.
I bet you money he lost to security control by running out of Thomas.
The thing is, like, if you're running the 4 beta, you don't need Buka that much.
Yeah, you really don't. Like, not enough to only play 3 Thomas.
I made that mistake the week I played Mirage, and I hated it because I ran out of Tamas against Ben.
Yep.
If I would have had that 4th Tama, I could have built a stack and Raising, promoted in 1.
I bet you
But
that's
instead
why
of
he
having to
lost.
hard play my stuff, and he's just like, haha, Gargo, you can't Evo.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
Kill issue.
Yeah, that's pretty bold, dude.
I don't like that Mirage. I liked the tech of the
BT4?
the other Mirage, the BT4. Yeah,
It makes sense because you can still maintain turn usually when you go into it.
yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need because you're going into this guy to kill people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Ernesto. That's wild that you're running 3 Tamas. Then we have the 601s. We have Charles Box also playing Mirage, got 4th place. Dude, these lists are so
It's
similar.
the exact same deck, but he's playing 4 Tamas and 1 less Zudo.
And he's playing the full moon. Oh, instead of the Zudo, it's the full moon.
He's playing a 2nd full moon instead of the 4th pseudo. He's playing Wanyumon instead of the Demi Vimon.
Yeah.
Which I think is better for draw power. You need to be able to draw.
Yeah, you need to see your
Draw
combo
card.
pieces.
He's
playing Madoki Beta probably for the Numamon matchup, so they can't randomly steal turn, I guess. Even though, like, I guess they'd only die if they block you, though. Because, like, you're bouncing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I think also the BT4 comes in handy. It's unblockable.
True. Then we have Steve Lee's third place Mega Gargo, which I believe is just bunnies. Yep.
HPD, 2 Fire Rockets, Heaven Judgment, seems good. Fair and balanced cards right there. All 4.
This is very... Dude, this dude's only playing 3 Double Typhoons, but he's maxing out on agility trainings. Incorrect.
I'd switch it.
Yeah, incorrect. This Double Typhoon is broken. And he's
I
playing
love
a random
the
one memory boost.
memory boost.
Did he just not have 4 Double Typhoons? Like, I don't understand this.
I mean, if he has the deck, he has 4.
I mean, not if he didn't buy... He may not have bought 2 and he just got the pieces from somebody else, but that's so random, dude. Why would you not just play 4 Double Typhoons?
I mean, otherwise, it looks like a pretty standard list. Lots of bunnies, lots of bunnies, lots of bunnies.
I wouldn't get it. You guys aren't bunnies, okay?
I'm not, dude. This looks very similar to Ben's list.
Death X, Ruin... not Ruin. Death X, Merciful, and Quant. Or not.
Quartz.
Why can I not say Quartz?
You got there eventually. Yeah.
Brain just can't speak right now.
Nah, I'm too flabbergasted by this save $1 on coffee. Dollar General ad.
Oh, I was like, dude, what are you talking about? I just ignore ads, dude. I'm blind to them. Then
Second place Deva.
Hung Lee's second place Deva list. Only one Jedi, Tech Jedi.
Playing the that's what got him second place. He's playing the Mega.
He was playing Mega Gargomon Ace. Let's go.
Oh my god, this card is everywhere.
Dude, it's so good. I've considered putting it in some of my Greymon lists. Like, no joke.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're playing black or green? Yeah, it's in there.
Mm-hmm. Or Rapid
You're playing
ones.
yellow and you have access to Rapids. It's in there.
Yep. It's literally our best Ace card right now. Like, I think it's better than all of the Devas, and like most of the other level 6 Aces are pretty bad.
Only one Jedi, but he maxed out on analog.
Yep. Which turbos the deck, so that makes sense. Also playing triple Heaven's Judgment.
I mean,
he's not playing any Bihumons.
Yeah, I was about to say, I also just noticed he's not playing Bihumon.
Yeah.
Instead, he's playing the Mega Gargo.
Yeah, it literally, like, it's not that good. Like, if you blast Evo into it and their check isn't a Deva, it's worthless.
It's bad, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
I think the Mega Gargo is a better shout.
Yeah. The only problem with Mega Gargo in this deck is it's not a Deva or 4 Sovereigns, but, like, it's still your best Ace.
It's a good card.
Yeah, it's just a good card. Yeah, solid. I'm sure he caught people by surprise all day with this card if he didn't search it.
Oh, for sure.
And then we have first place Dan Vang with Numemon playing the purple base.
Yep.
Which I've tested this version. I don't like it. Chris, have you tested this or have you just...
No, I didn't test this version.
I mean, clearly he won because he had 3 copies of Zwart Feet.
I do agree with the Chimeramon. I think the Chimeramon's a really good choice because you do end up with like... Yeah, you will have some turns where you just have level 4s, and like there will be like 1 or 2 times last night where my Monzi X, after playing something out, just couldn't kill something. Mm-hmm. But if I had like say a Chimera in hand and I DNA'd into something, I could have killed it.
Yeah, you can also recycle your new X inheritable too.
Mm-hmm.
And just get an extra swing.
The Zulongmon Ace is cool.
Yeah.
But again, I think this is more. Yeah, this is more of a, hey, if I run into, like, the mirror.
Yeah.
Because the Gazimon, again, memory block. The Zwart defeat, it was just, because I think with the Zwart defeat in the mirror match, if they run into it, one, it's going to be hard for them to kill, and even if they do kill it, you're killing something back.
Just takes one of their dudes. Yeah, after testing both, like, I've tested this purple base with the Zwart defeats, if you don't see level 5s to ditch off this Demi-Miramon and you open like an awkward hand, you just can't play the game, like, just straight up.
Well, Doesn't Zord Defeat also target any Digimon when he gets deleted?
Mm-hmm. Well, your
So your
opponent's Digimon, not yours.
I was gonna say if your opponent's dumb enough, they could pop it, and you could pop your own dude to steal turn. But never mind.
Nah, unfortunately not.
That'd be pretty broken.
Like if this deck high rolls, it's pretty nasty, especially if you have like a couple defeats on security. But like, it's not as consistent as a black base in my opinion. But shout out to Dan Vang for going undefeated with this list.
He definitely voted for this.
He for sure voted for this. All right, so we're gonna revisit our tier list and see if we want to make any changes. Starting with S tier.
Yep. We gotta say it, huh? You gotta bring it down.
Yeah,
bring Ruin Mode down.
I actually think all three of those decks are probably tier 1.
Yeah. Having seen the results of this format, Numa comes up.
Numa seems to be S tier, yeah.
Numa's S tier.
Yeah, I would put Bunnies either higher on A tier or tier 1, or put them in S tier just because Mega Gargo's that good.
I wouldn't put them in S tier based on how they're doing in big events.
Yeah. But they need to be higher up.
Just because Ben Dougie's on you at locals with them.
Okay, look at their representation.
Hold on.
I know that doesn't have a lot of representation.
All right, I'm gonna say this, and it pains me. It really does. I think Numamon's S tier. That's not what pains me. I think Red Hybrid should be an S tier.
Yeah, just because of this format right now, they play a lot of outs that are innately like good in this format.
I think I can put them at the top of tier 1. I don't think I can put them in S tier, dude. You see the representation they had in Core TCG's tournament, and only one person topped?
Yeah, but think about it. If you go back to the other regionals, there's the same amount of representation, but way more tops. I think it was just that regional.
Yeah. So Numa definitely goes all the way up.
Yeah, I think Numamon's the only S tier deck, if I'm being real.
If Red Hybrid is an S tier, it's definitely like close.
Yeah, I would say it's probably top of tier 1. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. I don't think you can justify it being S tier. I think Numamon's the only S tier deck now.
Dava's is definitely
Dava's obviously tier 1 for some reason. I still don't understand how.
Also, I'm looking at that Black War Greymon down there in tier 2. I know we really won't talk about those. Yeah, you drop that after we found out that interaction doesn't work, Sean. You drop that into why are you even? It's a good play.
Are you talking about the promo Black War?
Yeah.
That's Black War OTK. That's not.
Okay.
That's not BT2 Black War. We did not tier BT2 Black War.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. I mean,
we have Dava's in tier 2, don't we?
Yeah. Obviously, that gets bumped up to tier 1.
Yeah, that would bump up.
Honestly, I think Gaomon might.
D-Brigade could come down.
Oh yeah, D-Brigade has like 0 representation right now. That's crazy. Yeah, D-Brigade can go to tier 2.
Hunters could come down.
Raid War probably could move up a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Bloom.
Setcon needs to move up just a wee bit, just because of how much we're seeing it.
Yeah.
Are we really saying that the only S tier deck is Numamon?
I think
at the moment.
I think so.
You think so? Okay. All right. Blue Flare is still right there.
Yeah. With how much representation it gets, plus the results it gets, Numa's probably the most consistent tier 1.
Yeah, I think it is justifiably the only S tier deck, which is hilarious. The poop deck, dude. Finally.
How much copium were we smoking when we put Grace Nova that high on tier 2?
Where is it at? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
We were smoking copium, dude. Grace Nova is in...
Well, I mean...
I think copium tier.
This is a tier list made at the beginning of the format, and we're looking back at it now in the middle of the format, and you're probably going to make a lot of changes going through this again.
Yeah, true. Also, what is Ukomon supposed to represent? It's just Ukomon.
I think it was just Rookie Rush. Yeah, we were just like, hey, it's Rookie Rush. Because Ukomon's in that deck, it's got to go higher.
What deck is that though?
Wasn't
It's
there
just
some
a
like?
rookie rush deck?
Yeah, it was just like a rookie. It was literally just a rookie rush deck. They played 4 Ukos, like 4 Louis, and then a bunch of rookies,
Oh,
like level 3s. Like, I'm pretty sure it tops somewhere
Yeah.
in Japan, I think too.
it sounds like worse Numemon, but I mean, I guess you could bump it up higher. I don't think I'd put it in tier 1 though, but maybe
No, definitely
just higher
not.
than tier 2.
Especially when the new Ukamon comes out, like they were playing like 8 of those and 4
Yeah.
Louis, and just like and a bunch of level 3s. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I feel like Gaimon could go to tier 1.
Tier 1 for Gaomon.
Yeah, did I dunk it
I mean,
on y'all
only because
last
it
night?
has a good
Yeah,
matchup
you
against
did.
the S
You
tier
beat
deck.
the hell. You beat the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Mirage should probably be the top deck in tier 1, right? I think Melga should be kicked off.
Yeah,
Right,
actually,
Melga's
Melga should be
trash
tier
here.
2.
Yeah, just take Melga off entirely. Just put him all the way down in it. It's a good play.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think Red Hybrid, Mirage, Yellow Vaccine, Fang, or Finn, however you want to say it.
Bunnies after that, right?
Bunnies. I feel like Shine might need to go to tier 2, but maybe just need to be bumped down to the bottom of tier 1.
Regular Shine or Shine Rune mode?
Regular Shine.
Okay.
Ruin mode doesn't have any
And it's still seeing
representation.
results.
Like, the only people playing Shine Greymon are playing the burst mode version.
The one we just went over said there were 9 of them.
Yeah, but they're playing the burst mode version. No, Ruin mode
Yeah,
has
it's
zero
Shine.
representation besides me playing.
No,
the
it
Do you
said
Shine.
think they're
it
smart
said
enough-
Rune mode.
No, it didn't. Do you
It
think
did.
they're
If you
smart-
go back, to
Oh my God.
that top 16 regional we just went over, and you went over it, did it not say Shine Greymon Ruin mode?
No.
I'm telling you, in the breakdown, it said that. There were like 9 of them.
Sean, you're with me, right? Like he's high.
I think he is. I'm double checking.
Anyway, as I was gonna say, I think any deck
Anyway,
that
no, I'm
has
just kidding.
decent representation and gets tops needs to at least be tier 1, which is why I say Shine should still stay in tier 1.
It says 14 Shine Greymons. The end.
Mm.
The end. Nothing else. No extras.
Which,
I could have sworn it said Rune modes.
Now, I don't know if they'd be smart enough to distinguish between the two.
they wouldn't. They would just put them all in the same.
No, they
but,
wouldn't.
But I know that people aren't playing Ruin Mode Turbo.
Sean is the only one, guys. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'm the only
He
one that
owns
parties
claim.
here. No one else parties.
He owns claim to Rune mode.
Yeah, I just don't think it. I think the majority of those, if not all of them, are burst mode versions. One, because of the barrier for entry, like the cost point of
Cheap.
playing the deck is not cheap. And also, like, I just don't think it's super popular.
Do you think it has a good matchup against Numemon?
It's free, dude. Numemon is straight free versus Ruin Mode Turbo.
Super free.
You just Ruin Mode them every turn, and they just literally can't play the game.
Oh,
Unless
sure, my
you
stuff will
just
float
can't play
back
the game.
and then die.
Yeah, and die again.
What if you can't play the game?
Well,
I mean, that's how Ruin Mode loses anyway, is when you can't play. I think for the most part it was right. I think we just had a couple of misses on some stuff that we were kind of guessing at.
Unfamiliar with?
Yeah.
I don't mind coming back and revisiting like middle of the format or towards the end and being like, okay, we were wrong here. Like Leviamon, like it's seeing play, and I know it's topped like a couple back in the day, but like these recent weeks, it's not doing anything.
Yeah, I think it because it has a really bad matchup versus Numemon, because if they don't open like the stone nuts, they just get run down by Numemon before they get a chance to set up.
Yeah.
It's like, I think, and also it loses to Red Hybrid, which also is like a huge representation. It's like two of its worst matchups are like half the tournament.
Yeah.
Levia, the best part, Levia is like, hey, sure, I'm gonna pop your Digimon, and then it's like, okay, float.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Levia took a real Belfay turn, where it had good representation at the
What?
beginning, and then midway through the format, it just
Dare you.
gone.
Yep.
It's just gone.
People started playing decks that had really good matchups into it and just fell off.
Yeah, it's just gone. Never to be seen again.
Yeah.
Until that one random Belfay player came back and was like, "Hey guys, I topped," and we were like,
Hey.
Oh, that's still a deck? Word?
"Yeah, good for you, man."
Yeah. I think for the most part, like, I don't see anything in Copium tier or Dogwater tier that we were wrong about.
I love our tiers.
What?
We should revisit the comments. Revisit the comments and see what people were saying about this.
The what tier was literally decks that we were like, I don't know what this is supposed to represent.
Yeah, I think somebody commented saying that the one with Zort Defeat is supposed to represent Apocalypse post-ban, where they only have like one Apocalypse.
Yeah, it's like Omni Turbo or whatever.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be Millifloop, this guy, but I don't know why you'd play this guy in Millifloop.
Yeah, why is he the thumbnail for it?
I would put Lilithmon in it, or I would put Creepymon, because I don't even know if most lists I've seen don't play this guy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They were down there in the what tier because they are what tier techs.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Grey Knightsmon is on a deck.
I don't know if we mentioned this, but Rosemon also needs to be brought down to tier 2.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, for sure.
Bloom and Rose need to go down. Machine Dramon and Alpha need to go down. Heavy Leo needs to go down.
Nobody's playing it.
Brigade and the other Brigade need to go down. Hunters probably should go down.
Man, what kind of copium were we on?
We were at the beginning of the format,
yeah.
You know? We didn't know better.
A lot of it was just projection and guessing.
I love how we always get that comment, new podcast hype. Keep
always
hype.
Love that guy.
Mm-hmm. Tier list, let's go. Yeah.
I know there's someone here that says Gamamon shouldn't be where it is.
Bro, Chris was hilarious this episode.
Let's go!
And then it's you commenting. Yeah, thanks for joining the cult of Chris.
Of course. The cucks.
No, it's an O, Chris. It's not a U, it's an O.
The cocks.
There you go.
Tier list, but without Ben, Sag.
Yeah, Ben said he didn't like being on the podcast, and we all smell.
He said he didn't like the people who comment on the podcast, so that's on you guys.
He said you all smell like dirty card game players. I heard it myself.
You smell like Teen Spirit.
That's actually funny you said that, Brandon. I just saw a TikTok the other day, or a video somewhere, where someone said they had to leave a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament because his opponent smelled so bad that he dropped.
He was just like, nah, it ain't worth it.
I'm out of here.
I mean, some people do be stinky.
Oh, I'm glad we went back and revisited that and realized how absolutely wrong we were about this format and where it actually went. Mm-hmm. Like, who would have known that Numamon would just take over like that?
Japan
kind of told us, but...
Yeah, immediately after Apocalypse got hit, it was nothing but up in Numa.
I think the format's going to correct itself again, and I feel like this Ultimate Cup that's going on right now, there's going to be a bunch of decks that have plus Numamon matchups, and it'll be like a change. Like, I think it'll be a different representation numbers.
Yeah.
Wait, Sean, why did you...
We'll actually have BT15 without Apocalypse ruining it.
Why'd you close the stream? We gotta do the reveals.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Oh, no.
I was thinking about it, but I was like, oh, maybe he's got something else planned.
Nope.
Nope, just stupid.
Yeah. Sean just Seanin'.
Just dumb. Don't mind me. Just being stupid.
Yeah, while you're pulling that up, me and E, we went to a retro game store the other day. I managed to pick up one more classic Dragon Ball game. So now I'm too shy from having all the ones I want. Grabbed Budokai 2.
Dude, I'm so hungry.
I had a bowl of cereal.
I can't wait for that grand buffet. I haven't eaten because I knew we were going.
I couldn't get through the morning without that. I had to have a bowl of cereal.
Can't eat before you go to a buffet.
Well, yeah, because that's how you open up your stomach to get it ready for the rest of the day.
Exactly.
No, eating. Not eating closes your stomach.
It doesn't open and close.
Oh, your guys' doesn't?
No.
Okay.
You should be looking at 4-7. It is the higher quality defense training. That is where we're starting. Because we already went through the pawns.
Yeah, you're right.
I know I'm right. I'm always right.
I don't know if that's true.
I was right that Chris stole my Death X like a douche.
You were wrong when you said I could have won if you didn't ruin mode me.
Okay, at that point, I was in for the bit.
Anyways, higher quality defense training.
Looks good.
Kakatorimon blocker, inheritable piercing. Wow, so
He
broken.
He is Giant Bird.
Yep. Very cool Bandai, thanks. Higher quality mental training reprint. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, all these training cards have looked really cool.
Hopefully they have
Really
texture
hope they
on
have
them.
texture.
Yeah. Then we have a new Shin Manzimon.
I think this is the secondary line that's going to be in the starter deck, and I think this is what the Tyranno puppet guy is supposed to evo into. I
Right.
don't think we've had the official level 5 and 6 for this deck leaked yet.
Evos on top of level 5 Monze with, or level 5 with Monze or Numemon in name for 3 memory. Armor Purge on play when digivolving by placing one level 5 or lower card with Numemon in its name, or with a puppet trait from your trash as Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Recover +1.
So now Nume has recovery. Cool, I guess.
Cool Bandai. Yeah, release
Never gonna
Numemon support.
Never gonna play this.
Yeah, I mean, you would never play it.
I mean,
but
you can tuck your Numa X underneath trash to have this guy float if he dies while recovering.
that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a super slow card.
I mean, you're probably right. Like, most people might play this as like a one of. But yeah, you're not like maxing this card out.
High quality.
Yeah. Offense training. Looks pretty cool. And then
I
we
like
have
that one.
agility training.
Yeah, that's probably the ugliest one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that one. It's adorable.
Then we have Falcomon. When attacking, suspend.
Oh, did you say a new Falcomon?
Yes.
Oh my god, so Ravenmon's gonna be good now?
Yep, that's what I mean.
Let's go.
Yep, this is playable in Ravenmon.
Ben, get hype.
Dude, Ben's on so much copium. He's like, it's gonna be good. It's getting support. And I'm like, it's getting literally one card and it's not doing anything.
2 cards. Look at it. That's a
This
Falcon.
does not. You can't play this in Ravenmon.
What?
It's green.
Just hard play it. Just hard play it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Then when you swing, you can suspend something.
Yeah, when attacking, suspend one
This
of your
card
opponent's
sucks.
Digimon. Hey, you can swing for game if your opponent has a blocker on the field.
Damn it. Oh, what the freaking do?
Yo, it's a good play. I put this in the deck for the reason of this. I'm gonna swing for game and suspend your blocker. Higher quality physical training. Looks pretty cool.
This one's okay.
Yeah.
Dude, it's got puppets on it, dude.
Yeah, it reminds me of the little guy in like he's like clearly a tank. Just reminds me of like Big Doug, the way he looks.
What? Grand Galemon. On play
This is the
slash
actual level 5.
when digivolving, suspend one Digimon, yours or your opponent's. If this effect suspended one of your Digimon, you may play one Digimon card with Bird or Avian in one of its traits and 3000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. Inheritable, your turn once per turn. When this Digimon attacks an opponent's Digimon, you may unsuspend this Digimon.
Okay, so it already has the one thing I wanted where it unsuspends.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
And
It's
it
giving
plays
blue
audio.
traits to green stuff.
I mean,
They have to do
Imperial's
something
said
to make green good.
That's true.
what? I mean, Bloom said what?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why Bloom's the only playable green decks, because it also unsuspends.
I like it. I think it's fine. If I remember correctly, do their level 3s have on plays?
Yeah.
Okay, so
some of them.
yeah, should be okay. I mean, I don't think this deck is going to be good right out of the gate because you're going to need more of its regular line, and I'm assuming we're going to get more of that later.
Yeah, we already have a confirmed set that's going to have them in
Yeah,
it.
they said they have a dedicated set to releasing support for these decks.
So I'm sure you'll pick up these decks, and you're not going to be you're going to just have to sit on these cards and wait until the rest of the support
like a week
comes out.
or 2 or a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this isn't level based; it's just DP based. So if you happen to have level 4s or 5s that are only 3,000 DP for some reason, you can play them.
Right.
Or maybe a card says you can increase the threshold of DP. You can play with it.
That's what I was thinking, because like this seems like something that, like, I was expecting it to say for X whatever increase the DP threshold, but it just they were like, we're not gonna make this card too good. Zephygamon, that looks pretty wild.
So this is its official level 6.
Yeah, people are saying he looks like a Gundam, and I agree.
Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
Okay, I can see that.
Vortex. At the end of your turn, the Digimon may attack an opponent's Digimon. The Digimon may attack with this effect on the turn it was played. When Digivolving, suspend one Digimon, then unsuspend one Digimon. All turns once per turn. When a Digimon becomes unsuspended until a turn ends, this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon effects and gets 3,000 DP. Rule trait has Bird Dragon type.
I like that. I mean, it's a really good card. It's exactly what we said we wanted to do. You go into level 5, you suspend your own thing, you play out something, and then you digivolve into this. You can unsuspend it.
Man, blockers are worthless.
And attack and unsuspend again. Oh yeah, 100%. I can see where they're going, but the biggest problem with this deck is what?
Yeah.
Your opponent has to have Digimon on the board. That's always been Green's thing. It's a reactive deck.
I also can't see this deck's win condition because, like,
you
out their first stack, cool. They have to reset up and raising. They promote a second stack and just answer your board.
Yeah, exactly. That's always been the problem with Green. It's always been like a reactive deck outside of Bloomlord, and that's why Bloomlord is the only one that saw any success. And I guess the insect deck, the OTK one, but again, that's an OTK deck like
Grandis.
Yeah, Grandis. But like Green's always been like, okay, your opponent has to have Digimon for you to do your stuff.
Yeah. Apparently, Tyrant Kabuterimon is going to be good next format, but we'll see.
Okay.
That's the word on the street. We'll see if that's copium or not.
All right.
Physical training. This looks pretty cool. This has texture.
Yeah, I like that art.
Nice. Noble Family Arts. Main one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP for the turn. If there are 3 or more Digimon, increase the DP reduction by 6,000. Security, activate this card's main effect. 5-cost option.
So it's a 5-cost Wyverns if you play a deck that goes wide.
Not even Wyverns.
Wyverns is 15.
Oh, it's 15? Okay.
I'd say like a worse Heavens. Yeah, I'd say a worse Heaven's Judgment because the best part about this card is the fact that it says it doesn't specify if you have 3 Digimon or if your opponent has 3 Digimon, just 3 Digimon in total.
Yeah.
Also, you can only target 1 Mon. You can't split the 2 6s.
I agree. I think it's just like a worse Heaven's Judgment that you can spend a little less memory on.
I mean, I'd never play this card. This card will never see play.
I mean, it's got Liberator traits, so like you can search it in the deck, I think. But other than that, it seems pretty mid. I think you'd rather just play Heaven's Judgment in this deck if you're going to play something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Higher quality offense training. This one looks pretty good too.
I do like that one a lot.
Yeah. Then we have
Embrace. Just don't even say the first part.
Okay. something embrace. Main suspend 1 Digimon. If this effect suspended one of your Digimon, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Then unsuspend 1 Digimon. Security, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck.
So the And the security effect is already kind of just low-key bad.
Yeah, the security
doesn't
effect is
suspend
alright.
If it would have suspended something and then bot decked something, cool.
When you
But
attack
it has to already be
security,
suspended.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, but now you can't out a different body. You have to out the body that's already swung security.
I mean, that is true, but against like single stack decks, like that security
Like
effect's
Guilemon,
really
you're
good.
cool. Yeah, you're kosher, but
I think this card is better than the yellow one, but I don't think it's like much. Yeah, I don't think this is like crazy good.
Yeah, I don't think this is broken or anything, but this is actually playable, whereas the yellow one was like just unplayable.
Right.
yeah, because
Right.
yellow has better options.
Yeah. But I mean, this is like,
I mean, off the top of your head, like name 3 really good green options.
Giant missile.
giant missile. That's
What's that 7 cost one that's played in Bloom?
7
One with
cost.
a really weird name.
Yeah.
7 cost?
Is it 8 cost?
7.
What are you talking about?
Talking about Grand Del Sol?
Yeah,
that's
Grand Del
8 cost. Grand Del
8
Sol is
cost.
worse giant missile though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Giant Missile's just better.
And then HPD.
Oh, true. Got us.
I'm talking about purely removal.
Oh, just
My bad,
removal of
Martin.
It's literally, I think, giant missile. I think it's giant
Yeah, it's
missile
giant
and
missile.
like
Ultimate Flare.
that's
What?
black, dude.
I told Brandon yesterday, he's like, what other card am I going to play outside that can de-digivolve and do everything instead of Death X? I go, Ultimate Flare. And he goes, how am I going to play that?
Yeah, play
Just-
Black Izzy.
Just tech
I said,
shoe
play Black Izzy.
tech
Yeah.
shoe Yulin in your deck like Chris did. Just put Ultimate Flare.
Oh, genius, Sean. Genius.
You could
Hey,
give
Ryan,
your guys
all these
alliance
extra buddies.
again.
All right, continue. What other cards do we have?
The end.
What? All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
Tired of getting the reveals for these starter decks. I want to see the next set already.
All
Although
right,
pretty soon the next set is the Liberator set, so oof.
On to the comments. Brand said there might have only been one comment question. That's crazy. Y'all lacking.
Yeah, put questions. God. Oh, that's not nice. Put
Yeah.
questions.
How dare. We need
All
more
right.
interaction.
Interact, please.
I actually don't mind because I am about to lose it.
I am so unbelievably hungry, dude. My stomach hurts.
My stomach is hurting for a different reason.
Having to look at Chris for multiple hours definitely gives me the tum-tum rumbles.
Don't make me come in there and accidentally knock over everything on your shelves.
Good
Joke's
old.
on you. They're actually
good old
pretty
tum-tum
stable right
rums.
now.
Yo, he's a
I'll
little
fall
wobbly,
into
dude.
him.
Well, no, I'm pushing him. Like the fact he's not tipping over. I actually put blue tack on the bottom of their feet,
Mm.
so they actually stick pretty well.
Wow, not meant.
Yeah, I'm not
Wow,
that
no
type of
offense.
person.
He said, "Wow, not meant."
Not MIB. Get it out of
I mean,
here.
the only thing
I
think I
keep
have
all my
mint in
Star
box.
Wars figures in the boxes.
The only thing I have mint in box, other than the 6-pack of Batman figures, is that Red Hood. It is a special edition Red Hood where it's like black and white monochromatic. It's really cool.
Yeah, I leave all my pops in the box because like it's like the best display for them.
Yeah. I mean, they come in their built-in best display.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seems silly to take them out of the box. All right. Comic questions. Skyknight1687 says, have you considered doing a Patreon? If you want to go that route, you can build tiers such as viewer games and even coaching. So I have thought about that, but YouTube actually offers memberships now, which is kind of like a replacement for Patreon. It's where like everything's just still on the platform. And I actually do have memberships on the channel. And I will probably start fleshing those out more and utilizing those in the not too distant future to potentially have those as in the tiers, have those options in the tiers. So good question.
I think what you should do, I think you should start pushing sub goals. And once you get to sub goals, you can start adding more to like enhance the experience. Like, oh, if we reach this many of subscribers, these will get more benefits over here on the channel, like membership.
You mean like membership
Kinda
goals instead of sub
Yeah.
goals? Maybe. I still need to brainstorm some things, but I do intend on leaning more into memberships moving forward.
Right.
If you want to watch me actually beat Sean while he's playing Blue Hybrid, members only.
That is true. There is a match between me and Brandon, and it is members only, so Brandon hasn't even been able to watch it.
Nope.
Yeah, Chris and Brandon aren't members, fake fans.
Why don't I just have a free membership? I'm on the channel on the daily.
Well, I can't do that. I would have to pay for it in order to give people memberships.
Wow, fake.
How much even is the membership?
$5.
So I currently have different tiers. The lowest one is 99 cents. And that one's just basically just to support the channel. You get like emojis and stuff, I think. The tier where you can actually see members only videos is $2.99, I believe.
Oh, I should do the 99 cents one. I didn't even know. I always forget YouTube has like a members thing.
Yeah, they just rolled it out I think early last year, maybe. And they're slowly pushing it. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but sometimes when you pull up someone's channel, it'll be like, do you want to join their membership?
Yeah.
And it just pops up. But yeah, it's slowly being pushed more and more. Oreo 1000 says, first of all, thanks for answering my questions in recent weeks. You're very welcome. Thank you for commenting. Been cool to hear your thoughts. You guys mentioned bad decks and having recently played Sakuyamon. I'm curious as to how you would make that deck competitively viable. Create cards if necessary. Spoiler, we would have to create cards.
Okay. The biggest
is
it's just like Jestmon.
Yep.
Yes, you have to play those plug-in cards.
So you would need a Sakuyamon deck that's not reliant on option cards. And if you are going to make it reliant on option cards, just make them to where they're actually good and not just slight augmentations here's an extra bit of DP.
Make them to where they can actually win you the game instead of just doing cool little things for a turn and then just losing anyway.
The problem with decks like that is they're gimmick reliant. Jestmon is reliant on the
sisters.
The sisters. I understand why Sakuyamon is the one that does the plug-in card things, because in the show or the cartoon, anime, whatever you want to call it, she was the card game player. She was they all played the card game, but she was the good one. She was the one who actually
played tournaments, won tournaments.
Yeah.
How ironic.
Of course. Yeah. So of course, she was the one that's going to utilize the but it's like a gimmick, and the gimmick makes the deck worse.
So I had an idea when I read this a little bit ago. Was what you need to do is you need to have the plugins stick. Right? Imagine, and specifically the Sakuyamon deck, every time you used a plugin, instead of going to trash, it tucked itself underneath the stack, and then the stack kept that. So
but I mean, you still have to play the plug-in cards.
I know.
Yeah.
But if you made the plugins worth it, this one lets you unsuspend once per turn when attacking. This one gives you security check +1, and there was a way to get multiple into one stack, I think that would be okay.
That's still basically what the deck does now, though. What you described, the deck already does.
Yeah, it does that, except for instead of sticking it under, it just recycles it, and you just keep replaying it.
Yeah, and you can play them for free.
That way you can lower the number of how many you need. You don't have to play constantly and having to recycle them.
I think the way to have
Maybe
a Sakuyamon
work as protection.
That would be a good start, but I think the way to have Sakuyamon be a viable deck is to build Sakuyamon lines, and it'd have to have multiple lines at this point in order to actually fully flesh out the deck that doesn't play with the option cards, the plugins.
It's just
its own deck.
Yep.
And
the cards themselves have the cards themselves have the plug-in effects.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you do.
Yeah, their own Digivolve effects would just trigger the plug-in effects.
Yeah, you wouldn't play the plug-in cards. They would be their own cards.
Mhm.
And like, let's say like, what is it? The red one gives security attack +1. One of the QB mons or the Sakuya mons or something would just have that effect.
Yeah, you could just make them all dual
Level
color. They'd
5
be
inherent.
yellow, and whatever the plugin that they're taking the effect from be that the other color of it.
Yep.
And then they would just the line would have those effects instead of having to play the plugins in the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way. There's no other real way to like, because we've learned with
That
Jesmon,
or-
like if Jesmon high rolls you, they can smoke you. But
Yeah, Sakuyamon
because they're
cannot.
forced to play the bricks, yeah, Jesmon's literally a better version of Sakuyamon because they're forced to play brick cards, but they can actually kill you, whereas Sakuyamon can't do that.
At least
They
their
also,
cards are also bodies.
if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna be, if Bandai wants to be like, well, we want them to have the plug-in cards, then they need to be able to draw a ridiculous amount of cards.
Yeah, they need to wait. They need their entire line to search Sakuyamons and plugins, and it needs to do it at every level. Like the rookie needs to on play do it. The level 4, level 5, and level 6 need to all do it, and level 6 needs to be able to play them for free like it already does, and
I think it would also
recycle
be
them.
cool if they had like a hunter's style card where on play you can take however many you have in your hand, hot deck them, and then draw new cards.
That would help. That would be nice.
Yeah,
You know,
it would need to
hunters,
be
they can
like
recycle their tamers doing that.
yeah, it would need to be like one of the rookies on plays or maybe a level 4
Yeah.
effect, like Hunters does.
Because it needs a way to fix its hand. Because yes, okay. Oh, I saw my one line. That one line gets outed. Do you
You're
have another? Do you have all of them again?
Nope, I just have a bunch of plugins in my hand.
Yeah. So it's like you just gotta there's gotta be a way to fix their hand.
Yeah,
So-
and just like the reliance on the Rika is obviously bad because like that's one of the only plays to play the plugins for free. And it's just
Yeah, it's just the way they have built the deck as is inherently just not viable.
It's a cool and interesting deck. Like once it does like do its thing, but then once it's not able to do its thing, you're just sitting there. You're not playing.
and even if they quote high roll you, they just
Yeah,
do
they
something
can't. They're
cool for
killing
like
you.
a turn. They're not
Yep.
winning.
Yep.
Like they don't have a win condition. Their win condition is just hoping you don't kill them before they get a chance to swing at you like 5 times.
Just give them a new line, give them an X antibody line that usually seems to help every deck,
Yeah,
unless your name is Gallantmon. I'm sorry, most of those cards are kind of bad.
it's because they didn't give them protection effect with their X antibody line. That was the problem.
Yeah, like the level 6 is pretty good, but then everything under that, you're just like, oh.
Everything else is just like meh. I'd
Okay,
rather
I guess. I guess I could have a 12k DP deletion Crimson mode. Or Crimson Blaze, I mean.
I mean, the Ace Crimson mode's 15k, so I mean, I feel like that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crimson Blaze for deletion.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, but the short answer is they would have to completely
Yeah.
retool the archetype. Like, it needs to just get away from the thematic plugin cards, unfortunately.
Just
'cause
make
it's
it the Noble Knight of Digimon. Where you have a bunch of equips, and all these equips actually do really good stuff. Instead of just,
It could be the first deck
Oh.
that actually has equips. That'd be actually pretty cool.
that's what I was
How
trying
about-
to say with the plugins. They go in the stack. They work
How
really
about
well.
this is how you would help fix it. You'd have to have Sakuyamon, but then there would have to be a plug-in card that you can just keep using, like recycling it, that prevents it from dying.
From leaving play.
Yeah.
That's it. It has to completely protect the stack.
Yeah, it has to say, like, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, don't.
Yes.
You
Like
cannot.
Just NO.
D-Digivolve is fine because we don't want to, there's, whatever.
Yeah, we don't want it to
It just-
not to never be able to answer it.
It has to be able to protect itself from battle and leaving the field. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you can still like tuck it with a hunter's card, but
That actually
it's not leaving the battle area.
that would count as leaving the battle area. That would count as the Digimon leaving the battle area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. They would have to have like a really, really strong protection effect so they could actually like eventually kill you, or they just have to just a completely different line where they just don't rely on plugins.
Imagine it's
Yes.
like a Machine Dramon deck, but instead of a bunch of level 5s, it's just a bunch of plugins that you just have everything underneath it. and for every like several number of plugins you have underneath it, you can like strip their sources to keep it from leaving play.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Like when it evos, it grabs all plugins from trash and just sticks it underneath it. Analog Youth would be great in that deck.
Yeah.
Unironically.
That actually,
I could see there being like a cool card where it's just like on Digivolution, like trash a plug-in card to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, that'd be like a level 4 or level 5.
Yeah, and then when you go into your level 6, it's like you said, you just absorb. You just suck them all up.
So that way, like you could also, this is probably going too far, but you could also get rid of your own protection for extra like swings. Like one of your plugins could be like, you could ditch 2 plugins to unsuspend. You know, something like that.
It could do one of those things where it's like if you have this many,
where it just
if you have this many plug-in cards in its sources, you can activate these effects.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Have the first card where it gets extra effects depending on how many of these you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be similar.
You have like one plugin, you have like jamming, or 2 plugins, security tech plus 2 or 1, like 3 plugins. No, I know. I'm just like, it's just like an example. 3 plugins, you have like, you can like unsuspend after attacking, or protection, or etc.
Yeah.
And then the plugins themselves would have effects like extra DP or like jamming, draw, evade. Not actually, but
I mean, why not?
Piercing.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Raid and piercing.
It needs
new
to
red
turn
plugin.
itself.
Raid and piercing.
Yeah, if you need to look at another card game to tell you what that deck needs to be, it needs to either be Boojins or it needs to be like Noble Knights, where you sit on one stack, and that one stack has a bunch of stuff supporting it, and it's just super hard to out that stack, like Machine Dramon.
Yeah, it would need to be like a Machine Dramon style thing, or like a Black War X style thing, where like they basically just sit on one stack and make it as hard to remove as possible while like trying to control your board.
Yeah, while getting all these extra effects and trying to like control their resources.
Yeah. Because the way it's currently set up is it's designed to where like, oh, if you see your combo, you can kill them, but that's not actually what happens. You don't kill anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You combo off and poke them for like 2 security.
And just get them better tamers too. I'm sorry, the Rikas are kind of mid.
They would need to just give them more.
The best cards. They're low-key the best cards in the deck, and that's kind of sad.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's it for questions. I do want to read one of these comments out loud.
Wow! You guys are slacking last week.
Gravesbeard8078 says, you're talking about the reveals. We don't know what the real gameplay of these decks will be, and also don't forget there's an entire EX set dedicated to Digimon Liberator, including Puppet and Green Avion decks. So we do understand that the decks are going to get support, but as it stands, these decks are super mid.
Yeah, you also have to realize these are raw reactions where we're looking at one card in isolation. Once the entire starter deck is revealed and the entire set is revealed, it's going to be a lot easier to look at it in hindsight and say, oh yeah, clearly this card was actually very good.
Yeah, like obviously there's potential interactions if they print the right cards to where like these decks are going to be viable. But currently, if you handed someone one of these decks, they would go OX at locals.
Yeah. Unless somebody else was playing the other deck. In that case.
Yeah, unless they ran into the mirror or the other deck.
Yeah. And then they're like, yeah, finally, my true challenger has arrived.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can do some cool things, but compared to the power level of the game right now, they would just get turbo stomped by anything remotely good.
It's like looking at the first wave of support for Gamamon, where you're like, okay, cool, I see what they're doing, I know where they're going with this. Oh, the whole idea of having every ability of the Gammas underneath it makes sense, it's cool. And then you keep getting that, and you keep getting that, and the level of the game is just going like this, and this deck is like this.
Yeah.
No. You're going up. You stopped going this way.
Well, no, once they got RB1, then they
RB1 is like, okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, the game is just like Apocalypse exists. I'm sorry.
All your Gamamon players are gonna unsubscribe, Sean. We attack them too much.
they should
But
be
it's their own fault.
they should be self-aware enough to know that their decks aren't good, and it's not the fault of them. It's the fault of Bandai for releasing just basically not that good of support compared to the rest of the power level.
I kind of hate how they treated Gamma. I'm not gonna lie, because he was the new little mascot of
He's
that
like
new
a pro
season.
tag. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they dropped him like a bad habit. And then they were like, "Here's Lugamon. Here's a tier 1 deck immediately out the gate."
Yeah. Also, let's continue to release waves of support every set, because why not?
Yeah, like this next set, BT16, we're getting 2 new level 5s.
Yeah, because you
one
needed
of them
it.
hard replaces the other level 5.
Yeah, you needed some more support, dude.
I mean, at least the Hell Luger's not that good.
Can we give credit to Sean for his editing on his gameplays? When Lugamon gets played and the Balmon gets flipped and it says banned. And
There's
then
always the comment.
There's always someone asks at least one time every video.
And then Ruin Mode.
Banned?
Ruin Mode comes out. It's like smoking a doobie. It's got like glasses.
It says wrecked.
Yeah, wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh, you should do the same thing with HPD, Sean.
Oh.
It should just say fair and balanced.
Yes.
Fair and balanced.
I don't know why I haven't thought of that yet. Yes, I agree. I should do something with HPD.
You say it every time somebody activates it.
I do, dude. And people in the comments like, how can you say that when you play Ruin Mode? Well, first of all, they're both unfair. I never said Ruin Mode wasn't unfair. Second of all, Ruin Mode actually requires a little bit of setup. I'm not saying it's not easy to set up a Marcus and then suspend it to Evo into Ruin Mode for free, but it does require you to do that. HPD, you could literally promote and activate and then Evo into something for 5 less memory. There's no setup required for HPD. Someone commented on your Magna loss to Melga. They did it like an hour ago. They said, "Oh, Chris lost to Meg."
Every week.
We at COC still support you.
Yes, let's go.
JFox50.
Oh, I love it. I love it. They're gonna love this week's content.
Oh my god, dude. Well, I don't think it's gonna go up this week because, like I said,
like just this gameplay from this week.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad I'm gonna miss a week because I don't think I'd ever be able to get rid of my backlog otherwise. I think it would. Yeah. The format would be over before I was able to get rid of it.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon, let's go.
Yeah.
I got a date with your wife. Yeah. See you later, boys.
Deuces.
All right. Later, man.